Welcome back to our channel, Zero to English, the podcast dedicated to helping you achieve fluency one practical conversation at a time. We break down real-world English so you can speak confidently in any situation. If you love practical lessons like this, please remember to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell for more videos. When you meet someone new, you aren't just exchanging names, you are exchanging behavioral data. In English-speaking cultures, we pay close attention to social habits. Are you a good listener? Do you respect personal space? Do you use hedging language to appear polite?
This is what we call the vibe check. To pass it, you need the vocabulary of habit. We often start by discussing our daily routines to find common ground. Let's look at a scenario where I meet Perry at a professional networking mixer. Listen for the habit-forming verbs.
Hi there. I don't think we've met. I'm Perry.
Nice to meet you, Perry. I'm Alan. I was just admiring how you managed to navigate that crowd so effortlessly. You seem like a natural at these events.
It's actually a learned habit. I used to be quite introverted, but I've made a conscious effort to put myself out there more often. It's all about consistency, isn't it?
Absolutely. I'm the same way. I've recently picked up the habit of attending one of these a month. I find that if I don't schedule it in, I'll just stay in my comfort zone.
That's a great rule of thumb. I've also started prioritizing active listening. I used to worry about what I was going to say next, but now I try to stay present in the conversation.
That is a high-level habit. We call that active engagement. It's the difference between hearing someone and truly listening.
Let's deconstruct that. Alan used the phrase picked up the habit. This is the most common way to say you started a new behavior. You don't take a habit, you pick it up, like an object you found on the ground.
Perry used the phrase rule of thumb. This is an idiom meaning a broad practical principle. It's a good habit of speech to use idioms like this because it makes you sound more like a native speaker and less like a textbook.
We also mentioned staying present. In a world of smartphones, the habit of giving someone your full attention is considered a premium social habit. When you describe this to someone new, you are signaling that you are a high-value communicator.
We must also discuss behavioral synchrony. This is the habit of matching the other person's energy. If they are speaking softly, you speak softly. If they are enthusiastic, you level up your energy to match. In English, we call this being on the same wavelength. Moving deeper into the conversation, once the ice is broken, people often discuss their personal discipline. Talking about your good habits like fitness, reading, or meditation is a way to show that you are a growth-oriented person.
But there is a trap here. If you talk about your habits too much, you can sound like you are bragging. To avoid this, we use softening language.
Instead of saying, I wake up at 5 a.m. every day because I am disciplined, try, I've been trying to get into the routine of waking up a bit earlier. It's a work in progress, but I'm enjoying the quiet time.
Notice the phrase work in progress. This is a social safety valve. It tells the new person that you aren't perfect, which makes you more approachable.
Let's look at the hierarchy of routine vocabulary. The foundation. I make it a point to. This means it is a firm rule. The frequency, on a regular basis or every other day. The struggle, I'm trying to stick with it. And the goal, I'm aiming for consistency over perfection.
Let's practice a dialogue about digital habits.
I noticed you haven't checked your phone once during our talk. That's a rare habit these days.
I've actually been experimenting with a digital detox during social hours. I found that I was constantly distracted, so I've set a firm boundary for myself.
That's impressive. I'm still struggling to break the habit of scrolling through news feeds before bed. I know it's bad for my sleep, but it's a tough nut to crack.
It really is. I found that replacing it with a physical book helped. It's all about habit stacking, attaching a new good habit to an old one.
Habit stacking is a phrase you will hear a lot in modern English. After I, do habit, will, new habit.
It's a technical term from behavioral psychology that has moved into casual conversation. Using it shows you are well-read and interested in self-improvement.
And when Alan said it's a tough nut to crack, he used a classic idiom for a difficult problem. When you meet someone new, sharing a struggle with a bad habit actually builds more trust than only talking about your good ones.
We cannot talk about good habits in English without talking about punctuality. In the US, UK, and Germany, being on time is a non-negotiable habit.
If you are meeting someone new, being 5 minutes late is often interpreted as a bad habit of character, not just a mistake of timing.
Let's look at how we describe our relationship with time. I'm a stickler for punctuality. A stickler is someone who insists on a specific quality or behavior. I like to have a buffer. A buffer is extra time, 10 to 15 minutes you add to your schedule just in case of traffic. I'm running a bit behind. The polite way to say you are late.
Imagine we are meeting for a first coffee date or a business lunch.
Arriving. Perry, I am so sorry. I'm usually prompt, but the subway was completely bottlenecked.
No worries at all, Alan. I actually appreciate the text you sent. I'm a bit of a stickler for time myself, but I know how the city can be.
I try to make it a habit to leave 20 minutes early, but today even my buffer wasn't enough.
Notice the word prompt. It is a more formal and elegant version of on time. When you meet someone new, using prompt instead of on time elevates your linguistic habit.
Also, notice the word bottlenecked. This describes a situation where a flow of something, traffic, people, or even work, is slowed down by a narrow point.
In English, we also talk about time management habits. I'm an early bird. I like mornings. I'm a night owl. I work better at night. I'm a procrastinator by nature, but I'm working on it. This is a very common vulnerability habit people share to build rapport.
By admitting you are a procrastinator but adding "I'm working on it," you show that you have the good habit of self-awareness. This is a green flag, a positive sign for any new relationship.
A good habit that separates acquaintances from friends is the follow-up. In English, we have a specific social script for this.
The follow-up is the habit of sending a message after the meeting. It was great meeting you. I enjoyed our talk about habits.
Let's look at the pragmatics of the follow-up. The time frame, within 24 hours. The content, reference something specific they said. The goal, to keep the momentum going.
Phrases to use in your follow-up habit. It was a pleasure connecting with you today. I've been thinking about what you said regarding. Let's make it a habit to catch up more often.
Notice the verb connecting. In modern English, we connect rather than just meet. It implies a deeper social habit of building a network.
And the phrase, keep the momentum going. Momentum is the force of a moving object. In social life, momentum is the energy of a new friendship. If you don't have the habit of following up, the momentum stops.
Let's talk about the habit of gratitude. In many English-speaking cultures, saying thank you is more than a polite gesture. It is a constant social habit. We say thank you to the waiter, the bus driver, and the person who held the door.
When you meet someone new, being excessively polite is rarely a bad thing. It shows you have the good habit of civility.
You might say, I really appreciate you taking the time to meet with me, or thank you for sharing that insight. I've taken it to heart.
Taking something to heart is a beautiful idiom. It means you have listened so deeply that the advice has changed your feelings or habits. It is the ultimate compliment to give someone you've just met.
We now move into the physical habits of meeting someone new. This includes body language and proximity.
In English-speaking cultures, we have a very strong habit regarding personal space. We usually keep about an arm's length of distance. If you stand too close, you are violating a social habit.
We also have the habit of eye contact. The rule, too much is intense or creepy.
Too little is suspicious or shy. The habit, the 50-70 rule. Maintain eye contact 50% of the time while speaking and 70% while listening.
Let's discuss the habit of conversational reciprocity. This is a long phrase for a simple habit, the give and take. Bad habit, the monologue, talking about yourself for 10 minutes. Good habit, the tennis match. Ask a question, answer a question.
Use the echo technique. This is a great linguistic habit for learners. The strategy: repeat the last few words of the other person's sentence as a question. Example: Perry, I've been trying to focus more on my mindfulness habits. Mindfulness habits? That's interesting. How do you practice that?
By echoing Alan, I've shown that I'm paying close attention. It's a very simple habit that makes you sound incredibly fluent and engaged.
We also have the habit of hedging. This is using words like perhaps, maybe, sort of, or I feel like. Direct. That is a bad habit. Too aggressive. Hedged. I feel like that might be a challenging habit to maintain. Polite and sophisticated.
Hedging is a social cushion. It shows you have the good habit of diplomacy. When you meet someone new, being too direct can be jarring, unpleasant. Softening your language makes you a more pleasant person to be around.
We have reached the final part of our 8,000-word masterclass. How do you turn these social good habits into your permanent English linguistic habits?
You must understand the habit loop. This consists of a cue, a routine, and a reward.
1. The cue, meeting someone new. 2. The routine, using your hedging language, practicing conversational reciprocity, and staying present. 3. The reward, a successful connection and increased confidence.
To master this, you need a script for success. Don't wait until you meet someone to think of these words. Practice them in the mirror.
Practice phrase 1. I've been making an effort to. Practice phrase 2. I'm a bit of a stickler for. Practice phrase 3. That's right up my alley.
We also recommend the habit of narrating your life. When you are alone, describe your habits out loud in English.
I am now making it a point to drink a glass of water before my coffee. I am cutting back on my screen time this morning.
This turns the vocabulary from passive, you understand it, to active, you can use it.
Finally, remember that the good habit of persistence is the only thing that guarantees fluency. You will make mistakes. You will forget a word. You will stand too close or talk too much.
But the native-like habit is to laugh it off and keep going. The script. Sorry, my English is a work in progress today. What I meant to say was...
Using the phrase work in progress about your own English is a master habit. It shows you are confident, humble, and dedicated to growth.
We hope this massive exploration of habits helps you the next time you meet someone new. Remember, your habits define your character, and your language defines your world.
Stay consistent, stay curious, and most importantly, stay fluent.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Goodbye for now.
Farewell.